influences your style of music?
First of all, like, what influences my style of music is, I'm trying to put that voice, so many things, man, like culture, like having a culture is like, oh no, I think it's nice anyway, having a culture, of influence, stuff like Fender Rhodes, for example, that was a culture. Like you'd say stuff like baile funk is a culture, it represents like Brazil or Portugal in its entirety, and like it's just nice to pick bits of that and blend them with another piece of culture to form something else that is culture times 2 or culture whatever. Also,
Culture too.
fuck Game of Thrones.
I don't know. I find like your style is so like diverse, and but I hear still like influences. Like we had this discussion about like some Pharrell influence.
Like it's just like I really like, it's not those kind of things where I also sit and say, okay, today I'm gonna make a Pharrell type beat. I'm gonna fucking make a, but it's like, as in sasa unajenga hizo vitu, like when you're doing these things, it's like, the process when like you're building something and it's building itself somehow, but it gets to a point where you need to steer it, so it's the same way you can get a random sample and okay, wow, this is fire. Like you can hear a random sample, but you can go far with it, but then it becomes a point where, okay, wow, like you've been so lost in the zone, Hadi, like you need to like steer the zone, you get. It's like being lit.
I know like
you're drunk as fuck, and you're doing all this shit, but you're like, yo, I'm actually lit, I know.
Like you study, but when you're creating, you're not creating from like I'm trying to copy. It comes from your true, like the vibe and the feeling.
Exactly.
But at the same time, I'll be very curious to know like maybe your top 5 producers, maybe new and old generation.
New and old. Top 5. MF Doom is number 1. Okay, not in any order, but right now it's MF Doom. I've been studying, listening to all this stuff like in all its entirety. Knowledge. I really like J-Rob. CYGN is someone else I play a lot in my sets. Madlib, DiBiase, Flying Lotus, all these weirdos, man. I feel like just saying almost the whole LA beat scene, but it's also very diverse there. Like you might hear someone saying they make, for example, like lo-fi, but Knowledge's lo-fi is different from Madlib's lo-fi, so yeah.
I'd like to know like how did Mr. Lou decide to merge with Espresso? How does Mr. Lou and Espresso come about in like the shortest way possible, or in the way you'd like to express yourself?
Myself. So around 2016, 1 year after I decided to make beats like fully, like ile for life, I met with Revamp over the internet. It was just like the style of music like we used to make was like, you'd say, like I vibed with it, and it was almost similar like the 808s, like not entirely, but like like he there's a way he manipulated 808s, and there's a way I did my drums, but I was like, yo, this is really dope, I like. So we linked up with Revamp around 2016, 2015. Actually, we knew each other way before that, like just through the music. But like when we started meeting up is when we did more things, is when we realized like we are very like-minded You know, Maz Masai is also another person who is like a crazy engineer. You know, nowadays I just let him do his thing. Like, it's more of like, you know, you start to realize, like, even when you're shooting a movie, when you're watching the credits, there's like so many people that show up, right? But you in the movie, you've probably seen like a cast of 10, 15 people. And to you, like, that's the whole movie to you, but you don't realize there's so many other people at the back. So my point is, like, Expresso is more like, you know, we start to realize all of us have different skills, and it was nice if we could come and merge them to see what we could make of that, you know. So if I know, if Maz is the goat with engineering, like, leave that to Maz. If he's the goat with drums, leave that to him. But then, you know, at the end of it all, it forms a whole concoction of slaps. And yeah, man, group work, teamwork makes the dream work.
I like that you said concoction because nimetumia cover singing it the other day.
I usually say concoction. Is it concoction?
Concoction.
Whatever, man.
Filo umesema tu ni sawa.
Concoction.
Man. No. I really I'll come to that. But nataka DAW, you know, like digital, like you're so specific with Ableton. And Nikushua, you didn't arrive at that like on one day. Guesswork. I'm like playing around until you decided like this is my set thing, so I'm gonna create from. So like if you can just share something around that.
Yeah.
So
of course I started. Anyone who makes beats has probably touched FL a bit here and there, you know. I being one of them. And when I started making beats on FL11 was dope. Like, if you ask any real one who loves FL, if I was to go back, I'd go back to 11. But like, that's where I started, and I just used to make cool. I used to buy, of course, when you know the process, when you're creating something, like, it sucks, then it starts making sense, then you're like, okay, fine, I'm on to something. Then with time, like, the other day I was playing Team, like a mix of old beats that I had made. They suck. I mean, I listen to them now. Not that they suck, but and yeah, you just level up, practice, you know. So overdoing a lot of practice on FL, like, I started to realize that, like, there's stuff that FL is missing, you know. There's a lot of things that FL doesn't do perfectly, like when for example, if you're trying to like do sampling, like, you'll probably waste so much time trying to chop that simple sample in the thing in FL. But you know, the reason why I advocate for Ableton is because, first of all, it's very minimal. It's a very minimal software, and it can do so much. Like, it's more than just like a beat making software. You can do so much. I can't even start to break down like all of that, you know. So my go-to DAW for making music is Ableton. Although I've spoken so much about FL, but it's just negative stuff. Yeah, you should see some random video you made about why FL is trash.
Yeah.
Is it the part where I say link in the description? Link in the description.
Aye. And then, like, you also, like, what I love about this new generation of artists, they are so multifaceted. Like, I see what you do, like, you produce, you're a creative in that, like, sense. Even when you say with Expresso you wanted everyone to tap into their full potential, if that's like that's the sense I get.
Yeah.
But with you as well, I see your editing in I'm the few subscribers now, Chingy. Level up.
Shout out to 167
so
subscribers.
I'm like, how do you merge all these things, like, together in a sense, like, inside you?
Yeah.
Not
you know, which is funny because like, yesterday I was watching an interview by, you know, the way we're always trying to understand life as well, like, and you understand life, sometimes it's just one statement that someone says and your whole life changes, you know. And sometimes it's like one observation, two observation, sometimes it's a YouTube video, sometimes it's anything, you know. So I was thinking about this the other day. Like I was watching an interview, not even an interview. It was a breakdown of Tyler the Creator, for example. You know, the Tyler does so many things as well, and like I was just trying to understand. Like, is it like it? Like, is it? I don't know, man. Like, I don't know how to explain that. But anyway, I don't know. I feel like I've lost my train of thought. But here's the thing. I do video editing. I do graphic design. I do music. I don't know. I try and make people laugh here and there. You know. Don't know. Someone told me I might have a future in comedy, but I really don't know how I'd navigate that. Vibes. Yeah. So how do I balance? Like, you know, there's times I've realized it's like waves. Like this season, in quotes, I might be in the mood to just shoot videos. Like I'll shoot as fuck. Because I mean, I make music a lot. Like music is just like the way you can wake up and brush your teeth. Like I can just pick and come up with whatever on the spot. So what I shoot is what I score my music with. I mean, what I shoot is, I score what I shoot with my music. And then I also come up with thumbnails with the graphic design skills. So it's just a matter of making all of them work together sometimes, most of the times for me, you know. So I'm trying to find a way where everything can be so streamlined to the brand. Yeah. Balance.
Now to projects. Like you recently did Kinyume with Chevy Chev, and I'd like to know, like, what was the whole idea? I think you tried it. I saw you posted something.
Yeah, Kinyume was very reflective. It was like an emotional sort of journey, you know. Like if you listen to songs like Overnight, like where I was talking about like an ex, you know, it was those my feelings type of things, you know. But in a like kufikiria to the past, like Barakatele, for example, is also a reflection of the future to come, you know. Like I just wanna see my mom
steady chilling
out in Paris, you know, stuff like that. I don't know. Like it's really, it was a very reflective tape, I would say. Very reflective, very emotional. We spent like 9 months or 10 months on it. Even the whole recording process was like a character building experience, you know, because like you start to, as I keep saying, like, you know, the more you hang out with people, the more you learn small things about them, even the way they work. So like there's a way I liked working. I was in my comfort zone. But you see, like me working on that project also pushed me to try new things in different ways. Even there was a night where I went to crash at Chevy's just for us to record a song. You know, so you start to find common ground between you two. You know, like this works for me, this works for him. But what do we want people to have by the end of the day? You know, like what content are we speaking about?
I also see like you know, small interactions. Nimecheki like you also into like self-developing yourself, like books, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to tell the folks at home, like if you're to share some wisdom that you've picked from books, or some books like you'd recommend for someone who's on a path of self-discovery, because I feel the more you integrate who you are as a human being, it speaks in your music, in your art. So if you can share 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you feel.
Those like I'm really big on, like right now at this point in time in life, like I'm very big on just trying to stay positive, you know. So even I wouldn't say that most of the books that we consume are negative. Like you wouldn't read words and feel triggered as you would if you watched a movie. You know, like even if it's the same scenario being described in words, you know, if if I write like this Dex fell down and the boy was pissed, you just move on. Like I kind of like books because of that, because they just keep you going, you know. I like books because they keep you going. But with I'm not saying visual things are bad as well, but it's just sometimes it's annoying when you're watching something and you probably pull out your phone and then you start like, I don't know, or you multitask to something else, you know. Your full attention is there when you're reading a book. You're fully present. A book I read and was very memorable. I stole it actually and made sure I'll have it till I'm old, or whoever the fuck is going to be passed down for that book. It's called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. It just speaks about being present, like why, like, you know, people get anxious, people get depressed and stuff, you know. And in the current state we're in, I don't know, we're all a bit fucked up somehow, but I guess if you just keep your head up, you know, read a few books. I lost my earphones the other day, by the way, so most of what I've been doing on my way to town in a mat nowadays is just I pull out that book I showed you, the marketing greatest hits. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm not really big on fiction, just a lot of you know, books that would probably jenga you somehow, add value to your life. Not that fiction doesn't, but yeah, you get the point.
So like Lukorito has been silent.
Yeah.
You know, like wherever you guys have going on, is it like a planned thing? Like I like it as a, like I've always, like I know rappers who I feel would be best if they just freestyle over things other than even making songs. I've seen a lot of people come up as that as their forte or their strong point. So like, is this a conscious thing? Or is just like out of fun, and then is it do you make music together?
Yeah, well, first of all, like, you know, the way things always start as fun, then they lead to, then you start to realize over time, okay, shit, this was like low-key Trizex, but this Trizex slapped the whole time. Like, you've been doing something the whole time. I don't know what for fun is, how we'd scale it, but of course it started like when I just play a beat and he starts spitting for like straight 15 minutes, and with time, you know, we started to say, okay, how about we solidify some of these things into a jam, you know. So I'd say it began as fun, and then over time it's a thing now we're working towards.
Before we even get there, I think it was, well, at least for my side, it was just more of okay, a while back we used to, like, maybe a year ago, like from now, we were just like on FaceTime talking about we've been thinking of working on music for a while because we've been in school together, and like he knew I'd rap and he'd always like come with his music to me before he even used to produce, and like we always had that connection. But now, like, actually actualizing the thing into actual songs, just talking about everything and planning over FaceTime. And then that time I was in school, so I finished school and then I come back, and now this is the first thing we get to do. So just after all the long talks and then getting together and being like, okay, now what can we make? Then we just start working for fun, per se.
Yeah.
Until we find our own middle ground, and we do it so much, like you'll just be leaving work and comes by my place, we do that, and it just gets to a place where you're comfortable with each other's workflow, and you're like, okay, something can come of it. Like, what can we make happen from this?
I don't even think writer's block is negative, but it's part of the process, you know. Like, it's like, and yeah, for real, even me, I used to fucking hate being sad. But I'm just like, you fucking want to be happy, but you don't want to be sad. It's like you want it to rain, but you don't want a rainbow. You know, like, you want it to rain, but you don't want thunder. You want it to, you know, it's just a balance of both. So with the how I handle creative blocks for me is, that's now the time when I usually do other things. You know, when I was telling you, like, if I'm having creative block on music, I'll probably go edit a few videos or shoot something, or sometimes if I have writer's block on two of them, you know, you just have to, like, you chill, Like I just chill and do other things that would probably inspire me, like watching The Office or like watching a movie, you know, just anything, playing PS, you know. So if I believe that if you, it's just part of the process, man. Whatever, and you never know when, yeah, your inspiration inakujanga too. How do I, what was the next question? What do you, oh, for young guys, like just work with what you have. Don't second guess yourself, because you're probably as good as the next guy, probably even better. Like just don't second guess yourself and remain strong even when the times are tough. Because and yeah, if you just work with what you have, like working with what you have literally means if your mom's has a laptop at home and you don't have a laptop, but mom's uses her laptop for work, like go install labels on there and tell mama, check you kutoka wera leo ni mimi. Make slaps as much as you can that night or whatever, like, and then just put them out there for the world to hear. Like, it's that crazy. Improvise. I mean,
hi man, I'd like to both of you, if you can share what you thought of the Livin Proof experience. Like, a totally objective, don't pander to us, just say you speak your shit, man, speak your truth.
First of all, again, fuck Game of Thrones, but yeah. So Livin Proof, man, I really like, I feel like there's a scene, like with time there's gonna be a scene. Like for a long time I've always felt as though, like, you know, I can't just like go to somewhere, especially in Nairobi, you know, it's not just easy for you to go anywhere and just play anything. You kind of have to, you know, fit. Like, even if people say I love hip hop and you go play them, like some of the things we played here today, they'd probably just, what is this, you know. So I feel like I found a home at Livin Proof. My parents, Livin Proof. I stand for Livin Proof. And Livin Proof, like, this is Livin Proof that I'm Livin Proof. Yeah, man. I love what you guys are doing, and shout out to you, man. Bless your soul, man. Keep inspiring the youth them. I never even fucking knew how to use decks like this, you know. I'm just seeing crazy things now. And yeah, man, I love it. I found a home. I really feel at home. Like, I don't feel strange when I play some stuff here. And shout out to you guys, man. Shout out to you guys for giving me the opportunity to be here, man. Y'all inspiring as fuck, man. Fuck Game of Thrones.
For me, I usually fuck with spaces like this and Espresso a lot, because I'm used to writing on my own and then just listening to my own songs and being like, okay, so shua ni noma, but me na dibama. But then when you're in such a place where not even necessarily everyone does music, but everyone just fucks with what happens around music, and then everyone is vibing with what you're doing, it really reinforces your skill and makes you like know what you want to write the next day, because you see like what your fellow artists are moving to. So yeah, I really appreciate it, and yeah, like I fuck with the movement, honestly.
You know, the same thing you said, like, as in you start to realize, like, at the end of the day, like, you can sit in your room and you can make all the slaps you want to make alone there. But I mean, you know, if you're trying to also grow as an artist, like, you should also get feedback, you know.
Yeah, just
and you know, it's good because you have a large group of like 4 guys there. Each of them is listening to it from a different perspective, and they're giving the final opinion. Because you guys have been making shit we've been making shit for a long time, and
differently,
you know, it's not like yo, this beat is trash, fuck you, go make another one. Nah, everything is fire, you know. But it's just like, how can we, like, you know, make music that is like life changing, kitu imeja content tamu, yani, unacheki. So I even feel like when I speak about like our project, it's called Quiz Tapes.
Quiz Tapes.
Yeah, volume 1 probably.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But it shall be.
In a few.
But as in you see something like that, you know, Susans for like trouble. You've probably been through the process of, you've done albums for days, you've done projects for days, you get, since and overstood. I feel like I can sing word to word, but I had one of the female who was the I don't know, I forget her name. No, the one who was in I got 99 probs. I heard she passed away. Yeah, man. So, like, rest in peace to her, man. But I feel like if anyone is fucking watching this, please, like, please link this album down here or whatever. Like, I swear, like, let me tell you, if that album was to be re-uploaded anywhere, people would probably think it's new. It's the first time I had that album, I felt like, yeah, yo, this is what sound like. Shout out to Beetroot, man, guy, man, shit. But Overstood was my shit, bro. No lie. One of your top projects for me. On my top 3. Yeah, it was very different, man.